and it's a corsage that's worn by a lady, so it's very feminine. Everything's wired with silvers and then everything's individually taped. It's very important that you don't tape the design as you go along, you only tape at the very end, alright? So I tend to put the tape to one side once I've done this, then I haven't got a habit of picking it up. Now you're going to create what we call branching units. So you get your smallest ivy. The branching unit can only be of the same materials. You can't put like a bit of this and a bit of this together. So either got to be all ivy, all roses, or all wax flower. So we're going to get our smallest ivy. Don't hold it too high. Hold it a little bit lower. Okay, and you're going to place your next size ivy to the side and slightly bend it. Don't have them too close like that, okay? Space them down a little bit. Then you're going to tape all that together. Now the idea of doing a branching unit, you can cut one of your wires away to make it shorter. Okay, so we're just going to cut that away. And it makes it lighter as well. Then you get your next ivy, that's the next size. And that's going to go to the other side. Again, like that sort of placement. And then you're going to tape the whole thing together.
All the small ones then?
Small to medium. Yep. This is what helps you visual balance when you start off with the smallest at the top. Then I've got my 2 medium size, which actually they look the same size there, and 1 biggish one. Okay. How many more? 2, 4. So we're going to do another one on there, just a little one. Okay. This is your backbone now to your design. It creates that sort of support to your design. It's what we call a branching unit. Then I'm going to do a branching unit with my spray roses. So again, choose your smallest rose. Size graduate down, just put it slightly more tighter, and tape, okay? But you can only take the branching units together of the same material. Cut that one away. Helps extend the wire by doing a branching unit. Also gives support to your spray rose as well. Okay. So once you've done that, then we're going to start constructing. Now you can bind if you want to as you go along, and this is wedding real wire. So you can bind with this, but you can't tape. Okay? Rosie, do you want to come over and look? Because I know you was absent. Yeah? I know, but because it's an assessment, I don't want you to like make mistakes. Yeah? Just come over quickly. Okay, so this one's going to lay on top like that. I'm not using any tape. Now I'm going to construct with some wax flower. Okay. Like a mini cone wrap bouquet. You've got to keep squeezing it. It's the parafilm that helps. Keep squeezing. A little bit of asparagus fern. Okay. Now if at this stage you think, oh, I need to put it down, you can either just squeeze it, it should stay in place. But if you want to bind it, get some of your real wire. Bind round once, this end just bring back down with all the rest of the wires, and just keep that attached. So we're then going to build a profile up, so we're going to go to there. Okay. Keep squeezing, just nice and thin. Wax flower to build that profile up. Then I want to build out my sides here now, so I'm going to build out to the sides, because that's what's going to be seen. So I might have a rose at the side. Okay. You might want to bind, so you go around with a bit of real wire. But if you do the real wire, it's very important that your real wire stays in the same spot. It doesn't travel. Okay. And you'll notice I've not picked any tape up, and that's very, very important. A lot of people have a tendency to tape as they go along.
Together and some of the roses together, but they're nasty.
That's it. So you can't do any more taping. I'm just going to attach my 2 side ivies now. Okay, they're going to get bent like that, and they go at the side of my design. Probably then put that. Then I'm going to put this one in. Okay. Bind, so it's nice and tight. Now I still haven't put my focal flower in yet. My focal flower sits here. Okay, it actually gets bent practically like that angle. Yeah? So that sits at that binding point, like that. Now if you've got good profile building up, it should sit quite comfortably. bind that, just to keep it in place, so it doesn't swing. Okay, try and keep the binding in the same position. Now we're going to do what we call the return end, which is this area, which is a third. This is 2/3, this is 1/3. So any material that you've got up the top here, have little bits of it at the bottom. So you're actually going to be bending the stems like this, okay, and literally placing them up underneath the focal flower. So you're actually bending them over. It's not quite a third, it's a bit too much. Okay, so I'm actually bending them. The wires are not going up like that, okay? They're actually being bent over like this look. I'm getting them up as high as I can. Okay? The final position, really the final thing to place in, is the ivy, the large ivy, and that goes right up like that, tucked up as high as you can get underneath. Okay? And then you would bind as tight as you can. Keep squeezing. Okay? When you're happy with your design, this wire here, don't wrap round because it makes your stem uneven. Just bring it down with the rest. Now your stem is a third. So this is your binding point, to the top. Bind halfway, which is here. So that leaf is about the right sort of length. So you cut that there. Always cut upwards. If your stem's quite thick, you can cut some of the wires away, just to thin it out a little bit. And all you then do now at the very end is tape the whole thing together, right where that binding point is. Okay, so we tape the whole design together. To present for assessment, you want to spray with water, and then you detach your curl head pin. If you want to do the bottom, just go around the bottom several times, and it will just come away. Because you've wired it, you're able to then bend, angle, and manipulate into which direction you want. It would be with a decorative pin, and you'd present it just into here, and then your customer would attach the pin through their dress over this green area back into their outfit. We've designed it to be worn like that, but a lot of the customers will tend to wear it like that. That's why it's important to have some material at the top. But if you in assessment, I believe it's 45 minutes. So it's important that yeah, I mean, it took me wiring, was longer, but look how quick that was from the yeah, a bit of a hole at the top. But the recipe was just that recipe, so if you stick to that recipe, you can't go wrong. Just keep wiring up the same stuff.